before the film started, it was actually introduced by Zack Snyder and Superman.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder said, please don't ruin any twists, but he also... Did he say, please be kind?
Along the lines he went, like, you've all got your opinions, but don't tweet unless you love the movie.
And Henry Cavill said...
Yeah, he said like, yeah, do let us know what you think about it, so that we can, make the next film better.
Yeah, it was sort of this weird sort of, almost, not getting their excuses in first, but this weird sort of admission, almost of guilt.
Yeah.
That maybe, before we'd even seen the film, that maybe they were letting slip that they had dropped the ball again.
Well, Zack Snyder looked genuinely quite worried. Henry Cavill looked very confident and sort of saying, this film isn't very good, but do let us know how to fix it. I had a great time making it. Really odd, and then that's how the night began. Did you like it?
No. This ain't King Lear, you need to...
Yeah.
This needs to be fun, and that's what Man of Steel wasn't. And I thought Batman vs Superman was more of the same. It was desperately serious stuff.
Yeah.
No real sense of fun. It was just kind of incoherent car crash nonsense.
Yeah.
I thought there was very little to enjoy about this movie.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. It felt like reading 9 individual comic books, but reading a page at a time and going through each one. And none of the individual comic books, if you read them on their own, were particularly good. So cut together, it was tedious, long.
It's long. It's too long as well. It's 2 hours 40 minutes, I think, and you feel it.
But the fact that the trailers were so revealing, so that you kind of knew every single plot point that was going to happen, meant that when you had the action sequences that maybe weren't in the trailers, there was nothing on the line because you kind of knew where you were going to get to completely. So throughout the movie, there was just never any jeopardy.
The film has no tricks up its sleeve, whatsoever. So there's not even anything to kind of tantalise you and tempt you. The cards are all out on the table, and you've drawn a bad hand.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, I thought, absolutely fine. I mean, he sort of...
Yeah.
To be fair to the guy, I don't think he's given a huge amount to work with. It's such an incoherent, nonsensical film that anyone coming out of it seeming remotely competent has done well. The film kind of takes a few steps to make his kind of Batman like a proper sadist.
Yeah.
He's a really vicious Batman.
He's as nasty a Batman as he was a Daredevil, where he basically pushes people in front of trains and.
This Bat vigilante is like a one-man reign of terror.
Yeah. Of all the things that are wrong with the movie, and there are plenty of things wrong with it, Affleck really is not a problem, I don't think.
Affleck's not a problem, but the Batman is, considering his lust for murder is bigger than Keaton's.
Hey, if you like to see your Batman machine gunning down dozens and dozens of henchmen, this is a movie for you.
Christopher Reeve was so charming as Superman in the 70s and 80s that you just couldn't help but like him, despite the fact that he's, omnipotent. And just flawless and a bit boring. Henry Cavill's Superman, the most powerful person on earth, is this smug, pissed off arsehole. Because when he goes and saves people in this movie, he's not smiling. And when people are going, "You're a god, I love you,"
gritting his teeth, yeah. There's so little to relate to in that character, and the performance doesn't do anything to soften that icy, detached alien character.
The red capes are coming.
Jesse Eisenberg's performance is so, I mean, like, just appallingly irritating.
Yeah.
Every time he was on screen, I felt like I needed to wash my hair. I could feel my teeth begin to itch. I could not stand his performance at all. It was so over the top. I mean, he started off at 11, and by the time he finished, he was round to about 38. Yeah.
Gal Gadot. Oh, fuck,
Princess Diana.
Gal Gadot had a kind of, she looked like, I don't know, there was an excitement, there was a bit of charm behind her. So I'm actually quite excited
I
to see
quite liked her, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Wonder Woman movie.
Film starts off with the montage of how Batman, the death of his parents.
Over the credits at the start.
But the weirdest thing about that is his dad gets in the way and gets shot. And then the wife gets in the way to stop her husband getting shot again. And the criminal, puts the gun up through her pearls and is pointing it up her nose. And then assumingly blows her face off in a really violent way. In the movie, they don't explain it till pretty much right near the end. Here's Gotham. And here's Metropolis. They're next to each other. Over a river.
They're right next to each other, apparently.
It's almost like the joke from Naked Gun, where they're firing at each other. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It's not enormously sort of to the detriment of the movie, but it's just this strange little addition where you think, what the fuck?
Spoilers!
Zack Snyder likes to have Batman have dreams. He likes to basically try and pull because there's nothing going on in the movie, and it's totally incomprehensible. Made even more incomprehensible by the fact that he's adding all these dream sequences in. And over an hour or so in,
it's the desert.
You get a scene with Batman apparently in this sort of apocalyptic Mad Max wasteland, and he ends up in a fight with a lot of Superman henchmen. And he's gunning them down left, right, and centre.
He's shooting all of them.
And you think, okay, it's a dream sequence, and it went on and on and on so much that I began to think in the cinema, this isn't a dream.
Yeah.
This isn't a dream. This is part of the film, and I just don't know what the hell has happened. And it's revealed to be a dream, but it's a false awakening because the dream continues.
I'm not sure if this is meant to be a dream though.
No, it is a dream. It's
time traveller, a time travelling man through electric. Is it the Flash?
I think it's supposed to be the Flash.
Kind of goes, it's not a dream, and he's going, and the paper's flying around.
Lois
Lane, and he didn't know. And he wouldn't know. What the fuck was that about?
Yeah, and it's this baffling, totally, utterly confusing moment that just kind of sums up the first half of the movie, at the very least, where you are sort of sat going, there's about 4 movies going on here, I don't know what is happening at all.
Superman doesn't have any dreams. He has a vision of his moronic Earth father.
God, yeah, I'd forgotten this.
He meets Kevin Costner up in Antarctica on a mountain. And
he gives him the most meaningless speech.
I literally stopped listening the moment he turned up. This man has nothing worth listening to.
Maybe.
Michael Shannon returns as a sex doll.
A sex doll?
And it's not, he's somewhere in between, like one of the inflatable ones that, you can get quite cheaply for like stag do's.
And then one of those really expensive Japanese...
Yeah, the documentaries about the men who were in love with their sex dolls. When he eventually turns into Doomsday, because Lex Luthor orders a ship to turn him into a monster for whatever reason, he doesn't have a dick anymore. So Lex Luthor's cut his dick off, or the ship's gone, don't have a dick. And he looks like one of the trolls from...
He looks like the cave troll from the Fellowship of the Ring.
Lex Luthor...
Lex Luthor's already got a file on every member of the Justice League. He knows all about them.
And it looks like he's named them as well.
He's given them their logos.
Aquaman just has an A on water. Like,
Wonder Woman's already got the W's.
Yeah, which I just thought was WWE.
Yeah.
Like, when I looked, I was like, that's like the network.
The Flash has got a little lightning bolt.
Yeah. And then I didn't know what the C was until I saw it.
Yes.
And now we know what C stands for.
We.
Cyborg.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you get a little treat, a little sort of snippet of a teaser to clue you in for what the Justice League movies are going to be like. Aquaman one is fucking great. Because you get this brief shot of Aquaman, Jason Momoa, Khal Drogo, and this is clearly this shot of this poor guy submerged in this fucking tank, struggling to hold his breath. And he's bobbing around with a trident, kind of.
His cheeks are popped up, and he's holding in his hair. It looks like just the moment they cut is like a man who's very uncomfortable in water playing Aquaman.
He looks like he's really struggling.
I'm hoping that Aquaman is on that level, because if that's a 2 hour and 40-minute movie of just Jason Momoa, the chlorine's too much.
He's red eyes.
Yeah, whenever he's on land, just. That was one of the highlights of the movie is his inability to act underwater.
Oh, that poor guy.
God versus man. Day versus night.
Henry, you asked at the beginning of the screening this evening, how could we improve the future installments? Don't kill so many people.
Try and make the next one a little bit fun.
Yeah.
Just have any character say any joke.
Have a story to tell rather than 9. Don't have so many buildings falling.
Fewer 9/11 references.
Recast Lex Luthor.
Have Lawrence Fishburne take his shirt off more.
Yeah. Thing we want more of is Jason Momoa's Aquaman struggling to breathe underwater. That is
A fully submerged movie.
And then
There's I think unintentionally very, very amusing little sort of 2-minute kind of montage of Batman training, in which a shirtless Ben Affleck is lifting weights. He's pulling on this rope, and then at one point, just a shirtless, sweating Bruce Wayne is just beating a sort of tractor tire with a bar in a scene that's sort of reminiscent of the apes at the beginning of 2001. As far as visual metaphors go for the movie, that you've pretty much nailed it there, Zach. It's just this bizarre, primitive, ape-like nonsense of a man just hitting a tire.
Yeah.